Hello, welcome to Lady Talk Tarot. Alright, so I am here with your Lilith videos, okay? You are going to have to bear with me because it's been a minute since I actually breezed through my notes or whatever. Alright, so let's see. Alright, I like to kind of start these videos off with like the womb traits or whatever, and the difficulties of having these placements. Personally, I can speak from experience because I actually have in my tropical chart both Aquarius Venus and Aquarius Lilith. Alright, so with that being said, normally these people, because they are the black sheep of the zodiac, the aliens in a sense, okay, they're very eccentric, very eclectic, and that's just from birth. Usually they also have very unique and odd upbringings. Usually they can also be adopted. If they're not adopted, they just have a very strange way they were raised, in a sense, okay, or a very, like story, like an odd story. I mean, everybody has a story to tell, but usually the Aquarius is like, it's pretty extreme. Just extreme, kind of like their nature in a sense. And it's weird because they're very introverted. But because they have that Leo, energy to them, because that is their sister side, they just naturally attract attention, just period. And it's like the more they try to shy away from that, the more attention they get. They can't help it. Also, they are the humanitarian of the zodiac, okay? So because they do rule crowds, they usually, and they're not people pleasers, but they usually are pushed into fields of helping others or committing acts of service in a way. And they also like their partners to be the same as well. They don't like selfish people. They're not even selfish, as detached as they are. And speaking of detached, okay, because they normally have odd upbringings, these are people that also had to learn or find themselves at an early age because they're usually misunderstood due to their energy. That's just them. So they have to kind of, learn to accept that they're different, okay? And once they do, you can't really tell an Aquarius shit. They become very comfortable. They can be very loving as well as cold as well. So, once because they're programmed to be so detached, which usually again stems from that upbringing, in a sense, of things that they had to overcome regarding, betrayal and shit like that. They're not really used to having like strong emotions for people. So once they actually have those type of emotions, it's kind of like hard for them to set boundaries, in a sense. So that's something that they kind of have to learn to balance and to learn to let things go, because even though they are very intelligent, like you'll never get, even if you think you're getting over an Aquarius, you're not. They don't like mind games. They don't like, confusion or anything like that. They're clean cut. They're very honest people, because they expect that in return. So if an Aquarius is allowing for you to think that you're getting one over on them, you should be worried. You definitely should be worried, because there's something else going on. You're never going to just get one over on Aquarius. Yeah, also, as many air signs rule intelligence, just period. Because they are the only air sign that actually has water in their symbology. Again, this is kind of like that Pisces aspect to them, and I say this all the time. Naturally, the signs will obtain certain characteristics from the sign before them and the sign after them, okay? So they also have some Capricorn traits as well. All right, so what was I about to say? Oh yeah, so they kind of register emotions differently, okay, which comes back to that detached thing, okay? They're either accept a relationship or they're fine without it. Like, they really don't care for relationships. I'm gonna keep it real. These are people that usually if they do jump into marriage or something like that, it's because they care for their partner, and that's because what their partner wants. They're really not into titles. They're really not into conforming, in a sense, whereas the Leos, they're kind of conformist because that's just their nature. They like to be liked by others. Aquariuses, they don't give a fuck if you like them or not. Because they're going to be themselves regardless. Again, that stems back from that childhood thing of just having to accept who you are. So yeah. Also, they're very forward thinking. Like, Aquarians literally rule the future, so they naturally just see shit before it happens. Very, very intuitive as well. So yeah, and as far as being open-minded and non-judgmental, they're usually attracted to other odd people, other people that are unique in a sense and go about things differently. They don't really like anything that's normal. Anything that's normal or anything that everybody else is doing, they're like, mm-mm. They literally don't like that shit. They don't. They don't like that shit at all. Also, a big turnoff for them, I can say, is they don't like codependency. They will rather know that they're wanted more than needed in a sense, especially when it comes to emotional attachment. They just don't like that clingy factor, okay? They want to know that you love them, but they don't like for you to not be able to basically like live life without them or not be able to do shit on your own. They have to know that you're capable of living life basically without them. So yeah. Alright, let me see what else. Okay, also in every single relationship, whether this be a friendship, a family situation, love situation, they have to be constantly stimulated. Like I said, they are easily detachable. Okay, so if you're not giving them like that mental stimulation, okay, because they most likely can't even be like physically attracted to you if there's nothing there, like mentally. Like you kind of have to literally like mind fuck them first for them to even be interested. Like you have to have some sort of oddness about you for them to even fuck with you at all. Like if you seem too plain or too normal or too like everybody else, they don't like that. You even have to have like an odd look about you in a sense. Like just something very unique has to be going on in order for them to even look your way. Like just in general. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to dive into the sexual traits a bit, because they are the humanitarians of the zodiac, and like I said, they're not people pleasers, but they do like to express, when in love or when intimate with someone, how much they do, feel for them. Okay, so these are people that are very, even the females, okay, are very dominant in the bedroom as well as submissive. Okay, and this works for both masculine and feminine energies. Again, they have that water aspect to them, so they usually have a good balance of masculine and feminine energies regardless of the sex. Okay, they're able to really bring that out at the perfect time. They know when to be submissive and when to be dominant in a sense. Also, you're never going to be able to tell how an Aquarius really feels for you unless they actually say it to you directly. They're not easy to read, okay, simply because they put on a good bluffing face, okay? Even if they're aroused and you're out in public or some shit, you're not going to know because they're just, that's just how they are. They're just good at masking that in a sense. And like I said, they don't really play mind games. They just, you kind of have to most likely speak the fuck up to an Aquarius. Because other than that, you're not going to know. They don't like people throwing hints at them. They don't like people, trying to be cute and flirt. They're not even really flirtatious. To be honest, they're not really, they're not really flirtatious people. Like, if they fuck with you, you want to. But yeah, also, Aquariuses do the calf muscles and the ankles, okay? So the legs in general, they usually have like very attractive legs, or it's just something odd or unique about their legs and shit, okay? Normally, when a sign does rule a specific body part, of course, that on them is pretty attractive in a sense, or odd. It stands out in a way. Also, I do say because they have that Pisces to them, which rules how sex feels, they have this otherworldly essence to them when intimate with someone else. So they could literally like make you feel like you're in a completely different space. Like literally, like they have that esoteric type of way about them, okay, in a bedroom. Also, they're very detail-oriented. I can say they're usually very good at foreplay. And because they do have that Capricorn to them, they also have like that kinkiness to them, okay? So as long as you're not, hurting anyone else or on some super, bad shit, I'm gonna just put it at that. They're pretty much with it. Okay, anything that their partner's with, they'll at least try it one time, okay, to even see if they like it. So yeah, hopefully that helps you understand your Aquarius placements more, especially if you have it in Venus and Lilith. And I'm going to move over to Pisces. Thank you.